Just so you know, you do not need to spend money on autumn trends, but if you want to, this video is here for fun. Sit back, grab a cup of tea, and let's get into autumn trends 2024. Hello guys, welcome back. Can you believe it? It is that time of the year. Once again, autumn is making its way to us. I feel like it was just yesterday that I did my autumn trends video, so I cannot believe we are back. We are doing another one. I am very excited. If you can't already tell, the red cardigan has been pulled out once again. This is a staple for me every autumn and Christmas, and it gets so much wear. We're all about repeating fashion on this channel and clothing, so yeah, expect to see me wearing it a lot of times. Honestly, the autumn trends this year, I've done a little bit of a search. I've used some Vogue, some Glamour, some Who What Wear websites for inspiration, and honestly there's one or two that I'm excited about, but generally I feel like the autumn trends are just general clothing that we probably all already own. That's kind of music to my ears because it means that I don't really have to spend a lot more money on like new items. But we are going to get started, so get cozy, and this is autumn trend number one. Number one, boho is back, guys, and this I am so happy about and so grateful. I love boho. Well, at least I did whilst I was in my early 20s. I definitely then kind of went off it a little bit, but I'm welcoming this back in with open arms. Boho is back and here to stay. I think once again we're all really leaning in to flowy and floaty clothing, and we're just really embracing the look of it. This dress was worn by the wonderful Daisy. I don't know her second name, I'm so sorry. When she wore this dress, I feel like everyone went crazy. They were like, oh my god, like this is the definition of like modern boho, and it really is. Out with the tassels and in with the sheer long flowy kind of like drapey long sleeves and layered pieces of sheer. That is the kind of modern boho that we're talking about. The designer brand Chloe is really good for this type of clothing, I find, so they're definitely a catwalk that I kind of look to get inspiration for this. Now, is this type of clothing, or is boho wearable in our everyday lives? It's a question to still be asked. I think I'm personally yet to kind of style it in more of a wearable everyday attire, but I think as the next couple of months start to like progress into colder months and this boho trend starts to come into play a bit more, we will see more of these kind of boho inspired skirts and tops and dresses in our local stores. I of course will be trying my best to find this on Vinted or my local charity shop, so the hunt is on, and I think this could be a difficult one to try and find secondhand, but I'm determined to do it. Ideally I would like some type of like boho-y dress, so that is on my autumn to get list. The reason why these boho-y pieces are so good for the autumn, I think, is because of the boots. I really like these paired with a chunky pair of boots, and obviously warm footwear is really important in the colder months, and so the contrast of this gorgeous flowy dress with these chunky boots I love. And you can layer them, even though they might come off a little bit chilly and cold. You can put some thermals underneath, you can put a big cozy jacket over the top, even like a printed jacket, like a leopard print jacket would be cool over something like this. There are definitely lots of ways to kind of incorporate the boho trend into a more wearable like attire, so don't be disheartened if you're kind of looking at this go like, well, how would I wear that? And also I'm going to try and do an autumn trends outfit video, so look out for that because we'll do some boho styling as well. Okay, the second trend that I have seen a few websites talk about is the idea of countryside core. This, I think, is just a more modern and high fashion take on countryside fashion. When you break down countryside fashion, you think of tweeded blazers, you think of top hats, you think of skinny high-waisted jeans, nice leather belts, leather jackets, etc. I think where this trend comes into play, it's kind of like more of a mix pattern, so maybe with some more solid colours, so like a white t-shirt and then a checked blazer on top. I do also love the idea of kind of like a two-piece, like a tartan countryside inspired two-piece. There's a lot of brands now bringing out really cool tartan prints. Like, it's like tartan, but it's like not tartan at the same time. It's hard to describe, but it's more like a modern take on your typical English countryside royal family attire. Now checked is obviously a general thing that comes around every Christmas and autumn time, so that in itself is nothing new, but I do love how we kind of constantly refer back to that in new different takes. So this year it's more of the countryside aesthetic. I think last year I spoke a little bit more about the emo rocker take on tartan, so two different approaches to it, but still we're keeping on trend with the checked and tartan print, which I love. I own many blazers in a checked and tartan print, so I definitely will be wearing them a lot over the next couple of months. You can't go wrong with this trend at this time of the year. It really does come into its own, especially at Christmas. I just feel like at Christmas you can do no wrong by wearing a checked blazer or a checked top or pair of jeans. Like, you could just do no wrong. It is the ultimate Christmas print, even though we're talking more autumn here, but you get what I'm trying to say. Okay, trend number 3 is going to be the suede brown or mustard jacket. Suede jackets are making a huge comeback. I feel like a few people have been on the suede trend, or it's not even a trend, is it? It's like more like a journey. I don't really know what the word is, but a few people have been loving suede jackets for a while now, and they've never really left their wardrobe. I feel like I am one of them included. I thrifted a brown suede jacket like 3 years ago, and I've loved it ever since. I always pull it out every Christmas. Suede jackets are the ultimate classic and classy jacket for this time of the year. I just really think they complete an outfit and make it look really expensive. And if you're somebody who likes to dress quite casual, maybe you often find yourself in jeans and a white t-shirt, a suede brown jacket is the perfect jacket just to throw over that and look put together but still look cozy. So getting your hands on the good one I think is really important. I know firsthand I've thrifted 2 suede jackets secondhand. I got really lucky with them. They were both £5 each, so definitely go to the secondhand market and have a look. I think on vintage you'll probably find now that people are kind of putting their prices up on these jackets a little bit more, so definitely go to your charity shops. But the suede jacket also kind of lends itself to the boho era and that kind of 70s, so them two trends kind of work cohesive a little bit more. I definitely like that we're kind of seeing this pattern of like 70s and just more like of a hippie take on fashion, because I love that type of fashion. I can't do this video without including leopard print. I've spoken about this a fair few times now, but I honestly feel like it's not going anywhere anytime soon. Is this mind-blowing? Not really, but we're talking more now about vintage leopard print. I feel like because leopard print has become such a fan favourite of many people, I think now we'll start to see people looking a bit more at vintage leopard and seeing how you can get a bit more of a unique take on vintage leopard. So a lot of the leopard print jackets or trousers on the market tend to have kind of like a white background with the leopard print on top, whereas vintage leopard background tends to vary. So what I've seen is a lot of black backgrounds, brown backgrounds. I think that is the key to making your leopard print look that little bit more expensive. So if you're wanting to do leopard print but do it in a bit more of a high level way, look out for the background of the item of clothing that you're picking up. For me, this autumn and winter, I won't really be leaning in to leopard print like tops or trousers. For me, if I wear leopard print, I just want a leopard print jacket, and I feel like that is where we'll see leopard print mainly. It lends itself so nicely to this time of the year. Also with all of the type of bags that we're wearing, you know, like a leopard print bag with a brown bag or a maroon bag or like a burnt orange bag. The contrast of the print and those colours just goes really nice together. I actually would love to find a trench leopard print jacket. I think that would be really cool. And this photo of Mary-Kate and Ashley Olsen, I think it's Mary-Kate in this jacket, that kind of went viral a few years ago, and I do feel like this is kind of what started the trend of leopard print a little bit. But as you can see, she's wearing a very long vintagey inspired leopard print jacket. I think a lot of people are going to try and replicate this type of style. I've lost track of the number that we're on, but the next trend is going to be called baby doll. This trend, I will put it out now and I will say, I'm not getting behind. I don't really see myself wearing this trend. That might change, but the baby doll trend is basically short mini dresses or skirts that kind of give off the effect of like a little baby doll. Like, they're usually rounded, puffy. I'll put a few inspo photos on the screen right now. You kind of get the vibe that I'm on about. It's very cutesy. It's the effect of Sabrina Carpenter. I personally think everybody is wanting little cute baby doll outfits, and I can see why. Sabrina Carpenter looks great in her style, but is it a style for me? Probably not. I also think as we start to move into tight season, these dresses and this type of silhouette would look really cute with some colourful tights or some black tights with the same like kind of colour shoe. I love it when people match their tights and their shoes together and it kind of all blends like seamlessly. This will also really lend itself nicely to the Christmas season and party season, so it's nice that these trends are kind of like able to progress into the Christmas time, because I feel like a lot of us end up spending a lot of money on Christmas outfits. We obviously can't leave this baby doll trend without talking about some recent past trends such as hair bows and ruffles and lots of pink. This naturally kind of like ties into the baby doll trend. I think we've seen a big rise over the past couple of months of this kind of wanting to look like a doll and like a baby. This trend also fits quite nicely into the 60s era. A lot of the style references kind of, you can trace them back to the 60s. I personally wouldn't know how to wear it. Like, it's just something that I've never attempted, and I never really have been a fan of bows. I don't know, I just don't, I'm not vibing with them. But it's not to say that I can't appreciate it, because I do think that it is very cute. Speaking of cute, another trend that we're moving into is bag charms. This is also a trend that I'm sorry, I'm not vibing with, I'm not really like connecting with. Do I like it and appreciate it? I do. So this trend is all about jazzing up our bags and adding charms and being creative again, and that's why I do love it, because it allows us to kind of express our creativity. But bag charms have made a big comeback, and this is very, I want to say 2000s. I might be wrong in that, but I feel like it's very 2000s. You know, with like the little cherries that you would add to your bag, or just like little teddy bears that you would add. There's kind of a new wave of this happening again, especially with those little cute toys. I don't know what they're called, but have you seen them toys that people like clip on to like their phones or their laptops? So these have become in trend lately, and I feel like this kind of links quite well to the charm bags. So it's kind of like a similar vibe. So not really much else to say about charms on our bags, but let me know if you'll be jazzing up your bag this winter. Maybe you can add some autumn inspired charms on there and make it a bit more appropriate for the season. I will say that I am a lover of adding like a scarf to my bag, so is that the same? Is that like a similar vibe or not? So maybe I will get into the adding the charms to my bag, who knows. The next trend is going to be the Cardigan Club. Cardigans are back and here to stay, guys. I feel like it's taken us 2 years to really appreciate the cardigan again, but I feel like this autumn is when more and more people are going to be locking onto this. So obviously cardigans have come from our grandparents. I don't know about you, but when you think of a cardigan, I think of my granddad, I think of my nan, and with that I also think of coziness. So I can completely see why they fit into this time of the year, because everything is cozy. My nan used to own, I would say, 100+ cardigans. She loved a cardigan, and I never understood why until I got my own, and I get it. Like the comfortability of them is so soft, and also the buttons are just so convenient. If you get too hot, unbutton it and get it off. And I remember my nan always doing that. She would always like be taking it off and putting it back on. So definitely for practicality they make a lot of sense. When I think of cardigans in a bit more of a modern era, I tend to think of Alexa Chung, because I think that she is quite famous for wearing them with mini skirts, and so she kind of is a bit more brave. Even though some might say, how do you stay warm? What are you trying to do? Are you trying to stay warm, or are you trying to stay cold? Sometimes it's less about the weather and I'm all about the fashion, and I agree that that look does look great on here. And from my research, I have seen a lot of designer brands really playing around with the idea of a cardigan. A few of them have done really funky print, and then other ones have done like funky sleeves, like where this sleeve is like tight and then it goes into like a bit more of a puffy sleeve. So what type of cardigans are you going to be getting this year? Are you going to get plain colours? I love this red one. Like I said, I wear it all the time. I think a red cardigan is something you can't go wrong with. I definitely want to try and get my hands on like a patterned one. I think that would be really fun. So the search is on, and I will keep you guys posted if I pick anything up. Okay, the next trend is going to be pointy shoes slash heels. Point is back and it's here to stay, and I love this trend. I have a red pair of pointy heels that I wear all the time. I don't know why I've become obsessed with a pointy heel. Like, it just does something in me. I just get excited by slipping my foot into that little heel and being good to go out the door. I feel like it's the most girly of girly things. You know how I was saying before that I love a coloured tight with the same colour shoe? A pointy heel goes great with this. As we start to pull our tights out, the pointy heels just kind of work really well naturally with our tights. I don't know about you, but if I'm wearing tights, I don't like to wear a shoe where my toes are showing. I just feel like it looks a little bit weird. So the pointy kind of covering of your toes is what I'm all about. I don't want to be seeing my toes in tights. Okay, so those were all of our autumn 2024 trends. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Let me know in the comments down below any of the trends in today's video that stood out for you, or any that you are most excited about. Don't be afraid to also let me know any other autumn trends that maybe you are excited for that I haven't talked about in today's video. You can leave a comment down below and I will get back to you. Okay, and with that, I love you guys so much. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.